This is Nick Nilsson, mad scientist of muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a fat bar Nilsson Curl. Now, I call it the Nilsson Curl because, we gotta name something after myself. So essentially, it's a forearm-braced chin-up. Now, what you're gonna do here is set 2 bars up in the power rack. So you're gonna be gripping on the fat end here, and then bracing your forearm on the bottom bar, fat end. Now, the normal version I've done is inside the rack, gripping onto the main portion of the bar. With this one, since you're outside of the main portion of the bar, gripping on the fat end, you actually want to counterbalance the load on the other side. I've just got a couple of 25s on the top bar and a single 25 on the bottom bar, just to counterbalance. It doesn't matter necessarily how much weight you use. I weigh 200 pounds. A couple of 25s on there is more than enough to secure the bar on that end. Now, what you're going to do here is pull this right up against the hooks so that when you grab on there, it's not going anywhere. You're going to take a normal supinated grip on the bar and then brace your forearms here. This is about a foot difference, 10 inches to about a foot difference, a couple of notches down. You basically want the meat of your forearm above the elbow to be bracing against this bottom bar. Now, because this is a fat bar and because it spins, I find it actually makes it even more effective for really hammering the biceps. It's going to work your grip very, very strongly as well. So here's what that looks like. You will need to set this up basically as high as you can get it and bend your knees so that your feet aren't touching the ground. Now, this is a very advanced bicep exercise. This is not one for beginners. This uses basically your whole body weight in a chin-up, but because you're bracing the forearm, that's blocking and changing your biceps from a secondary mover into a primary mover. So instead of, as you're doing the chins of the bicep and the elbows coming forward, by blocking those forearms, you're basically changing the pivot point to here instead of here. So, fantastic overall bicep building exercise. Here's what it looks like. So grip on here, brace those forearms in, and then so that's what the exercise looks like. Now when you're doing this, do it completely under control, because when you got this bar braced on the bottom, you don't want to drop into that bottom position. You don't want to hyperextend the elbows. I actually recommend coming to just short of a full stretch and then coming back up. Keep that braced in, keep your shoulders locked in tight. We want primarily the action to happen at the elbows. So if you're strong enough for this one, you're going to love this one. It's going to light up your biceps and your grip and your forearms.